Hi everyone, I'm here today to do a tips and advice video on how to go in or indeed out of a bookshop and not buy a single thing. Now I actually achieved this today. I went into WH Smith's just to have a little nosy around. I wasn't meant to be buying anything anyway, but then I saw a book I really wanted it. I also saw a colouring book I really wanted. I could have left with both of these books so easily, but I didn't. And this is because I used a few tips. So tip number 1, price check. I price checked the colouring book I wanted. It was $9.99 in the shop, $4.99 on Amazon. Why would you spend more than you need to? Second tip, think logically about what it is you are actually wanting to buy, and do you need it there and then? Now, this colouring book, you know I've been working serious hours recently. I won't have time to do any colouring in that colouring book for quite some time. Meanwhile, the book that I want to read, I am that behind on review copies and other books I've already agreed to read and buddy reads and this, that and the other, that I won't be able to pick up this book for, best case scenario, a couple of months. Now, that's not going to happen realistically. Knowing myself, I won't be reading that book for ages and ages. I've still got books I bought last year that I've not read. So you really don't need that book there and then, unless you actually know you're going to go home and read it at that moment. Tip number 3, just basic self-control. Just because you've gone into a bookshop, it doesn't mean you need to buy anything. You can go into a place and browse. Window shopping is a wonderful thing, and if you buy too many things for yourself, what are your friends and family going to buy you for birthdays and Christmas each year? You need to have things that you want, and it's best to save some of those for a rainy day. Tip number 4, if you buy online rather than in the bookshop as your spur of the moment purchase, then you can get future recommendations, especially with novels where perhaps it's not a genre that you always pick up. You can read this book, and then when you enjoy it, assuming you do enjoy it, you can then get future recommendations on that website, whether it be Amazon or any other place, about other things that are very similar. And that is a really handy thing to have, because sometimes we just can't decide what to read next, or we want to read something else in a genre that we're not that familiar in, and this is a great way of making sure you have a resource for that. Tip number 5, consider your bookshelf space. Now, this might sound a really obvious one, but my bookshelves are overflowing. I'm at the point where I get most of my books on Kindle, and that still doesn't help me enough. But my bookshelves, they're a mess right now behind me. You can't really see. I'll just quickly give you a quick pan. Are absolutely heaving. Now, if I was to buy another book, where's it going to go? Realistically, where is it going to go? It's so full on there now. And so maybe you should actually consider getting rid of some books before you buy yourself any new ones. Now, of course, there's nothing wrong with the occasional little binge buy of books here and there. And this video is all just meant in jest, but hopefully it helps some of you who are maybe on book buying bans just keep your restraint in and not struggle too much. Whenever you step into a bookstore, you can run through these tips in your head and think, I don't need this book. I wouldn't read it for months anyway. I can get it cheaper somewhere else, and all the other things I've mentioned. Please feel free to leave tips down below and share with each other future possible ideas of ways to avoid buying books in bookstores. And give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you haven't done already, and I will see you soon with more bookish videos. Bye bye!